Riverside.
Good morning, kind of, Mr. White.
Good morning, Mrs. Angel. How are you this fine day?
I am old.
Now,
Not going to lie to you.
Yes. I was going to bring it up, but you beat me. It's taken about 3 seconds. Now, before we go any further, I want to name and fame someone.
Oh,
I want
excellent.
to name and fame, and the name of this person who I'm about to fame is yours,
Oh,
Sharon Angel, for everything that you do and putting other people first. It is your birthday today, and we are currently recording. It is late-ish. It's after a full day of school.
it is.
And Sharon is still going, and she is recording this podcast, and she always, so I should speak to you, you always put other people before yourself. And it is an inspiration to me and our countless listeners that we have. So I want to name and fame you and celebrate everything you do, because as I said a few weeks ago, you know more than you think and you do more than you know.
That
Amazing.
is more than I deserve. Thank you very much.
No,
Cheers, Mr. White. Cheers
not-
to getting older.
Cheers to getting
it's-
older. It beats the alternative.
It certainly does beat the alternative, exactly. And so 43, proudly 43. And I know, shout out to those people who have loved ones who didn't make it this far. So I don't get to complain about the getting older moment today. And yeah, very privileged to be 43 and have been able to live the life that I've been able to live.
Sure.
Feel a little old. Though I'm not going to lie, it has been a long day, and it's but it's good to be here talking education with my good friend
Let's talk
Mr.
education.
White, and looking spectacular. Gee, have you done something? People need to get on to our YouTube channel. Mr. White is de-aging, if that's a word. He's defying age, and we
Not
need to
at
thank
all.
our good friends at
Video Pro.
Video Pro for the work that they have done with Mr. White's wrinkles and defying age. That lighting is doing you all kinds of wonders. So Video Pro has been by our side our entire year, and we
Yes.
wouldn't have been able to do this without them. We would have been able to, but we wouldn't have looked this good or sounded this good
No.
all the way along, that's for sure.
No, they're great. Thank you very much, Video Pro, for everything you do for us, but also for supporting education. We know you do a lot of that. Thank you very much for your efforts there.
Absolutely. All right, let's kick it off. So we are in term 4. Our good friends up in the north of the hemisphere, they are not. They are in term 2 right now, and bless your cotton socks, you are deep in it, and we are working towards the end right now. So good day to you all, and thank you for the work that you're doing. And the holidays will come. I promise you, it's coming.
Yes.
And if you really, really look up into the distance, it's there for you, and these holidays are worth it for you. And let's talk spiraling upwards, because I feel like we might all need it.
Good idea. Let's do that.
So that's to you. Let's talk it. What's the question, Mr. White?
Spiraling upwards. I see. We don't have a sting for it. All right. Spiraling upwards. So it is important to reflect on the positives and everything that we do, because we do a lot as teachers, as educators. We do a lot, and it is important to reinforce the positives as often as you can, because we have days that are worse than others. And it's important to make sure that we're looking in the right direction as often as we can. So today's spiraling upward question is, if memory serves, something along, what's a ritual that you do at your school to celebrate others? Is that close? That was close.
That's close. That'll do. That's good.
So it's a ritual where it can be something that's deeply embedded in the school fabric, or it could be just something that you and a few other of your colleagues do. It could be department-based, could be whole school-based, whatever. Does anything spring to mind, Mrs. Angel?
Well, yes. So I feel like I've talked before about our Friday shout-outs, which are beautiful, where we get to anybody can come onto our WhatsApp channel on a Friday afternoon, usually after one drink. We start to see those messages on a Friday afternoon start to roll out, and it's a joy to watch everybody naming and faming the people who have done great things that week. But I am going to talk today about how to celebrate birthdays in a school environment. And I have been in previous schools where I have actively taken a day off on my birthday and it was a genuine mental health day, because I didn't want to be a part of the tokenistic rituals of how to celebrate a birthday. Anyway, I have actively created a culture where where that doesn't happen. Nobody has ever in my current school taken a day off on their birthday. They have been there. So I don't enjoy celebrating my birthday. We're not a family that's really into celebrating birthdays and the like. Anyway, this morning, and I will put it up on our socials, because bless their cotton socks, they got me today. There's been a fun little thing that's been happening where my staff have been kind of doing a bit of jump scaring of me at times when I wouldn't expect it. So
that's shooting fish in a barrel. Shooting fish in a barrel with you. That's too easy.
And a young buck like you, who isn't a woman who's had children, Mr. White, jump scaring is a fun thing to do with a man like you. But a young woman such as me, jump scaring actually could end up with a little bit of wee in the pants. So the jump scaring has been a fun thing that people have been just having a bit of fun doing. Anyway, this morning, this is what it looked like on my birthday. So we, at this time, mid-term, we do a breakfast for all of our teaching staff where we all have breakfast together, which is great. So we had ordered Guzman and Gomez. So shout out hola to our Mexican friends, because we love a bit of Mexican breakfast here in Springfield, Queensland, Australia. And so we had ordered breakfast, Guzman and Gomez breakfast for everybody, and then we're meeting at 7:45 in the morning. I got there to carry the breakfast up with our awesome senior office manager, and there was a couple of other teachers who were there, which I thought, just wow, didn't we all just converge at the same time downstairs to be able to carry the Guzman breakfast upstairs? So then we were all about to get into the lift to go upstairs to level 3. But then a young student who had choir upstairs, he also arrived at the same time and tried to get into the lift with us. And then one of my senior teachers, so she's a teacher of the grade 10s, she then saw this grade 5 student and she said, oh, don't come in here. Oh, actually, I've got something to talk to you about. And then the three of us that were going up in the lift, we were laughing about what would a grade 10 teacher possibly have to speak to a grade 5 student about? That's how weird. And then ting. And so then the doors open, and then I go to step out holding my 2 bags of Guzman and Gomez, and then these ridiculous explosions and poppers then just explode in my face, and I do a little teeny weeny little wee in my pants to kick off the day as a 43-year-old woman, because they scared me so much. But thankfully, they made sure that this sweet little kid in grade 5 was not in the lift with us going up to choir at the same time, to be terrified to kick off his day. So I guess that's a little, are we calling that a ritual? I don't know, but it was a beautiful way to start the day, and to let me know that they knew that it was my birthday, which I had tried to kind of keep on the quiet a little bit. And then, yes, obviously a great day ensued after that. But we don't do that. Everybody gets a cake, and then we all, like one other school, we all stood around and sang a song. And anyway, I'm not into birthdays. That's not my kind of ritual that I like to be involved in, but it was a lovely day, and I want to thank my my work crew for making me feel very, very special today. Special in a way that I should have bought an extra pair of pants to work. Anyway, Mr. White.
That's pretty special.
What a special kind of day. What about you?
That's the key, isn't it? You don't want to celebrate the birthday. You want to celebrate the person. And in order to do that, you need to know more than the dates on which they were born.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
So you want to go beyond the
yes.
cake and that, because, yes, look, I've been at schools where we do that as well. You have the cake and, you sing the song. And I don't, I'm with you. I don't enjoy it.
Yeah.
I go along to when it's other people's birthdays
Yeah.
just to support them, just to be there. I don't enjoy the singing of the song.
Yeah.
It does seem very forced. But
yeah.
I've got to tell you, so our school is, I work at a relatively smaller school, and we have, for a private school, and we have the junior school and the senior school, and they're sort of separate. But the staff room is quite big. And so when there is a junior school birthday, they come and invade. I say invade. I use the term tongue in cheek a little bit. Because
which is fun. I like it.
Which is fun.
My guys made me wet my pants, which is a little bit of fun.
Yes.
So I get it. Like an invasion is a little bit of fun. Like they get you. They get that that's a little bit of fun. I like it.
But they come over because their office, their junior school office, staff room is not big enough for the festivities that are about to ensue. So they come over to the main school office, staff room, and my office is just off to the side of this. So, and this is the first year I've been in this situation. So I have seen with regular monotony how often they celebrate a birthday, and it does seem to be at least once a week. And they come over, they do it really well. They don't sing song so much, but what they do is someone who has a spare the period before recess comes over and just sets the place up with food. There is food everywhere. And it's not all sweet, it's not all cake and stuff. There's, savoury stuff. There's nuts and just whatever you want it to whatever you want to have. It's
talking my language. I'm a savoury kind of girl.
They do so well, and then they sit around this table there's sort of lounges with a table, and there's 20, 25, 30 of them around there, and they can make some noise. And all of a sudden, the staff room is alive. The staff room at recess in the senior school. Yeah. Usually, there's usually a bit of chatter and stuff, but no. There is now a festival. Yeah. When the junior school come over, and it's fantastic. The energy is so great, and I start thinking, look, it's not enough to make me wish that I was a teacher of junior school, because weird things happen to kids that age. Their teeth fall out, and they scrape their knees and they get blood noses and all that sort of stuff. I can't deal with all that.
No, it can't be expected to.
That is a ritual that I respect and enjoy, and you can tell it's heartfelt. It's not tokenistic at all.
Yeah, they care about. They know each other. They care. What's the kind of food they're going to love? And it's nice.
But it's not just. It's like it's literally all sorts. It's like the amount of food is ridiculous. And then they're very clever. Then they take all their food with them back to the junior school. So there's nothing left for me in the senior school. They take it all back.
Well played. Well played.
This is as if to say, this is what you're missing. And fair enough,
Be more like us.
I'm missing out. Maybe I should. Maybe you should do some work in making that a reality rather than just bitching and moaning about it.
That's good. That's culture. That's culture. Culture is what you celebrate and what you address. So publicly and privately. So there you go. So they're
the standard you walk past is a standard you accept. Yeah, good point. I like that. So I like that's okay. I'll try and do something around that, because it is about celebrating the person, not celebrating the date. Yeah.
And they've without a doubt you need to pick your target. I mean, if you've got an 84-year-old principal, for medical reasons, I wouldn't suggest doing what my staff did to me today. But they've been trialing this over the last couple of weeks. Like, she thinks a jump scare is it's pretty funny, and she thinks a little bit of a wetting yourself is a funny little thing. So today they lifted their game even more. Everyone was involved. I absolutely didn't see it coming. As now on reflection, I should have seen it coming, but. Well played. Whoever organised that, I well played. Just you picked the right person at the right time, and then we followed in then having a guzzy breakfast, and it was a beautiful moment. So thank you to the beautiful people that I work with for picking me very well, and but it doesn't mean it has to be a ritual that we do every year, because that's going to kind of ease off as I get older.
No. Well, next year to wear an adult diaper or something, and then in the years to come, maybe we'll make sure we have a defib machine nearby. You know, there are things that we can do to prepare.
Exactly right.
For any
I love it.
adventure.
I love it. That's exactly right. All right. So let's move into a magical moment from this week. I've got a great one. Here we go. Magical moment. Indeed. Thank you very much. In fact, I've got a story to tell about that young man who did that intro for us. So anyway, birthday stories. All right. Magical moment. We received an email and some supporting documents from a parent. She sent an email to a teacher to say thank you. And then we've got some examples of what this teacher was doing in her classroom. So it said, Dear Mrs. Teacher, I'd like to say how happy we feel to see our daughter receiving these beautiful notes during your positive checkout at the end of the day. If not only, it not only puts a smile on her face, but has made her feel confident with sharing compliments with others. It's such a lovely positive gesture. Thank you so much for the work you do with our child and other students. So what is she doing? So put your hand up, teachers, if you would love to receive an email such as that from a delighted parent. Thank you, Mr. White. Me too. Thank you very much. So we've got some examples of these beautiful little messages. So it's got the student's name, and then another student on a Post-it note has written the student's name, and then it says, "You're smart, you're tall, you're funny." And then she's also received another one that says, "You are kind and a really good friend, and you are helpful." So this teacher has, at the end of the school day, as a positive checkout at the end of the school day, she gives all of the students a Post-it note, and then she asks them to write a note to another student. And then the students hand in that little Post-it note back to the teacher. And then the next morning, when the student opens up their tidy tray, inside their tidy tray are these little Post-it notes from other students that they have written about that student. Oh my gosh.
Spectacular.
How beautiful. Do
lovely.
more of that.
Do more of that. I'm on the lookout for more of those sorts of things because I am next year. I'm a Year 7 tutor, so like a homeroom teacher of Year 7, and I haven't been a homeroom teacher for years, a long time, because I've had a role as head of house, so it's more. I don't get that one. I mean, I work closely with the Year 12s in leadership and that sort of stuff, and I work with the whole house. But having that really close relationship to 20-something students, outside of the normal classroom environment, I'm really looking forward to. So those sorts of things are going to be great. Yes. I've got a few other ideas that I might add to as
we had that beautiful idea last week from that parent, from that teacher who had the grade 7, and she had given them all a pencil, and then that said, "You're wonderful," or whatever that was called, and then keep this, and then if you still have it at a later date, we're going to have a party. Do that, Mr. White. That was beautiful.
That's
what
on my
a
list.
beautiful idea.
I have been taking a list of these things. It's on my list. That is good. And they can rock up to the 25-year reunion. And here's my pencil, Mr. White. Yes, Captain, my captain.
Exactly right. I've got it. I've never used this. Well, that's disappointing in itself. But yes.
We do live in a digital age where pencils are becoming less
you're right.
important, I suppose.
But they could keep it. It's a lovely.
That's it.
And then they can tell their kids about how we used to use this thing to rub it against paper to make a mark on this world. I know. It's so weird. Yeah, is it like rubbing like chalk and rocks against other rocks? So then, oh my goodness, is that what they? We're at the cutting edge right here, Mr. White.
We are.
All right. No, not even going to ask. Playing the intro, ready to go.
Whitey's Weekly Wisecracks. What do you got, Mr. White?
Well, I'll tell you, Zabe. I'll tell you what I've got.
Good. What do you got?
So I teach geography, and every we've got to teach a little subunit within geography called civics and citizenship, where we talk about the electoral process and the legal system and what it is to be a member of our community and society and how we contribute and how it helps and supports us. And we were talking about legal affairs and courts and the legal system. And one of the students asked me, "Have you ever been to court, Mr. White?" I said, well, actually, yes. I was found guilty of being egotistical. I am appealing. Hey, you like that? Oh, I couldn't think of a birthday themed one.
It's good. Nice.
So I went
That's
with that
good.
one.
That's good. Well played. Well played.
That's a nice cheeky little one.
That's good. Egotistical indeed.
I've been found guilty of being egotistical. I am appealing.
But you're appealing. Oh, you've been saying you've been appealing for so long. It's good.
It reminds me of the time I got sunburned. A few days later, I was appealing.
No, I'm not playing or laughing. Just frankly because I can't find the icon. All right, here we go.
You've lost the cursor
I've
again,
lost my
haven't
cursor.
you?
Oh, yeah, but that was good. That was good. All right, we have a teaching tale.
Awesome.
Here we go.
Teaching tales. Dun, dun, dun.
All right. Fabulous little teaching tale. We have got here. So, a teacher has sent in a favorite student interaction of the year so far. Happened recently. So, the student was sitting outside their classroom, refusing to go inside. Just, nope, not going inside. So, the teacher says, all right, time to go inside. There's only 2 hours to go in the day. And the student says to them, I only want 1 more hour to go in the day. And the teacher says, we're not negotiating time. You have got 2 hours left. And the student goes, how about 1 hour and 60 minutes? And the teacher goes, sure, you can have 1 hour and 60 minutes. Let's do it. And the student stands up, high-fives them, puts 1 foot inside the classroom, and they goes, whoa, hold up. That's 2 hours, isn't it? And the teacher says, oh, well, you agreed to it. Let's do it. Let's have fun.
That's brilliant.
Yes.
That's brilliant. Trying to think whether I want that kid as my accountant or not.
So good. So good.
It could work. That's great.
Yeah,
I love that moment. And that's obviously younger kids. You get that moment of that the self-confidence and assurance that they have just outsmarted you. And then a moment,
the teacher is willing to negotiate. Okay. Hold up a minute. I'm pretty sure. Yes.
Respect your elders. They know a bit more.
They do. They really do. And the teacher did say that they have been listening to the podcast, and so they're talking about retrieval practices. So they said they will definitely be covering time again with that student and just checking what's the same, what's different, all of those examples, non-examples, and yes, that student. They're going to firm that up with that student about that 1 hour is this 1 hour and 60 minutes is definitely the same as 2 hours. But you use whatever you need to work for you.
Important. Yes, that's right. That's right.
It is.
Yes? Before we go,
yes?
Did you get anything for your birthday? Because we can't go much further without. I want to see what you got for your birthday. That's what everyone asks. What did you get?
All right, 2 things.
Two things. 2 things for your birthday, not one.
I got 1 thing from a amazing listener, and I got another thing from my child. So,
here we go.
I got this beautiful card. So, as all of our listeners will know, any middle school, high school listeners will know that 13-year-olds, it's a hard slog. So I had this little conversation with my 13-year-old child at dinner last night prior to my birthday, just to set him up for success. We don't do really presents in my household, but I did ask, I said, I can't wait for my birthday tomorrow. He's like, oh, it's your birthday. Yes, we have talked about this previously. The old egotistical frontal lobe underdevelopment of a 13-year-old. Yes, it is my birthday. That hasn't snuck up on us. So I can't wait for my card that you're going to make for me. Oh, yes, because he always makes this amazing card for us. And it is, loves to draw a little picture, be a little bit,
Heartfelt,
but a little bit cheeky, always a little bit cheeky. Anyway, so he quite evidently hadn't made me a card. And so I dropped the hint there. And then we finished dinner, and then he went off to obviously play his video games as a 13-year-old. It was obviously bedtime. All right, good night, sweetheart. Oh, good night, Mom. Love you. Yes, love you too. Oh, gee, I can't wait for 6:30 tomorrow morning when I come and wake you up so I can receive my homemade card. He's like, oh, homemade card. Can I go to Foodworks? No, we don't do purchasing of cards. We do homemade cards in this household. And he said, well, what's the present that you would love? I would love a homemade card. It's all I want. Anyway, so the child went to bed, and then, to be fair, in the morning, woke up, I have this beautiful homemade card. I had to drop all kinds of hints for this homemade card, but it's beautiful. Little picture with a little blue-eyed boy with a Bieber haircut in there with a beautiful message inside. It's all I ask for from my child. But prior to that, my husband had ordered a present for me because and he said, I've ordered you a present. It's a surprise. I hate surprises. So obviously I went to my child for a hint as to what the surprise was. And his hint was Tetris. So speculate.
Tetris. So Tetris is that
Tetris. What do you think
video game
what could
developed
it be?
developed in Russia, I believe.
Okay,
in
beautiful.
fact, there's a really good film and documentary
there is.
on this.
And we've watched it as a family. We have watched that. Yes,
really good.
Great.
And it's a cool it's a cool game. And you've got those different shaped blocks of different colours, and you have
I love Tetris.
Great game.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Ripping game. So, okay, if that's the hint, I'm thinking it must have some cryptic association.
Obviously.
To Tetris. Maybe something fitting in something else, something that, you've got a something shaped hole in your life, and this is going to fit it perfectly.
So weirdly, my mind, we love to go on holiday. So I was thinking, how do we fit more luggage into the back of our car?
Ooh.
Because, Tetris, or everything fits in nicely.
Luggage.
Yeah.
Interlocking luggage. Ooh,
I even thought maybe they've done something that I really don't want, which is like a Game Boy Tetris kind of game. I love retro. Tetris on my phone, but surely not. Anyway, as it turns out, when his hint was Tetris, turns out the actual present was Tetris. So we got a game called Tetris Tower, and it's a fun game. It's wonderful. It's for ages 5+, 1 to 4 players, and it is me. I am definitely over 5 at 43.
One person can play it.
Yeah, one
person plays
exactly.
Tetris. Makes sense. Yeah.
How would I play this on my own? Anyway, I could play it on my own because it collapses. Anyway, it's a real hands-on game of Tetris.
Right.
So great hint. Thank you, child. You really kept me hanging there. So when the present was given to me, I was actually genuinely surprised to see that it was actually a Tetris game because I had thought it was a hint, not the actual giveaway.
Yeah, so he's more of a quick crossword fan than a cryptic crossword fan. Yes.
Amen. But thankfully, less cryptic was this awesome present that I received. Check this out, Mr.
Hello.
White. Look at this beautiful. It is us. It's this beautiful cup that has been received. Apparently, there's this thing I say apparently all the time, living the dream. If anybody has been a long time listener or just become a listener now, if you play a drinking game where you drink every time you say absolutely, you will need to have your stomach pumped. So if you
absolutely
get somebody get somebody else involved. So we Do it, Mr. White. There you go.
Mhm.
And yeah, this beautiful cup has been given to us. So I want to tell you all about this. So it's come from a guy named Trix, and he is a big fan of our show, and his business is called Print Gremlin, and he can be found on Google and Facebook. He said, if you want anything to printing needs for customized merch or apparel, then make contact with him. And if you want a 10% discount, you can get that if you mention Teachers Change Lives podcast with your order. Big fan of the show. So Print
good on you,
Gremlin.
Trix.
Yes, thank you, Trix. Print
Gremlin.
Gremlin. Gremlin, like the small being that is a little bit terrifying. Gremlin.
Mhm.
And yes, so there you go. If you're not sure what I'm holding up towards the camera right now, get onto our YouTube account and have a look at this beautiful little thing that he's made for us. So thank you so much, Trix. And
Thanks,
thank
Trix.
you for listening to the show. You're the best.
It's awesome. Absolutely is. Yay!
Yes.
There it is again.
Cheers. So,
There it goes.
what are you drinking tonight, Mr. White?
I'm drinking a Tasmanian Pinot Noir.
Ooh.
What are you drinking? That looks New Zealand.
What is the temperature where you are currently at?
Well, it was 31 this afternoon, and then within about 10 minutes it dropped to 20.
Right.
Living the dream here in Melbourne. I got to drink again.
Another one. All right, here we go.
So
I'm
it's
drinking.
a little bit chilly, but it's fine.
And it's hot. It's hot in Queensland.
Hot up there, yeah.
So
Steve, you've had some rain up there, I believe.
We have, and it's greened up the grass, which is amazing. But now it's definitely hot again. So I'm drinking a Toy Marlborough Sauv Blanc 2022. The New Zealand, glorious. It's obviously nice and cool, making everything better in this world.
Yum, yum.
Yes, indeed.
That's what we want.
Hey, guess what's happening tonight as we speak, as we are recording this right now?
Ooh.
Okay. You don't know the answer to that.
I don't know the answer.
I don't want to play that game. Right now, on the 8th of November, over in Paris, France, the World Teacher Award is being awarded.
Is that right now, is it?
Is happening right now, and our 2 Australian top 50 candidates are over there. It has been announced that they are not part of the top 10, but they are super keen. They're going to be interviewed on this very podcast in the next few weeks before we close for the year. And they were going to be interviewed tonight, but they were flown over to Paris, France, so that they could be part of the big announcement of the World Teacher Award. So I can't wait to hear from Brendan and Steve. They will be interviewed in the coming weeks to hear all about the glitz and the glamour, as it should be, at the World Teacher Awards.
Rock stars.
$1 million prize for the World Teacher Prize, and we can't wait to hear all about it in the coming weeks. And that's exactly as teachers should be treated and celebrated.
Yes.
So
that was going to be tonight, was it? We were going to do the thing tonight.
So we were going to be interviewing tonight.
That is acceptable. They're allowed to miss this because they're being flown over to Paris to attend the official ceremony. But that's where the bar is, everyone.
You're exactly right.
If we
come knocking on your door and we want an interview, which is with everybody who is listening right now, if you're not available, make sure that you are in Paris, France, flown over by the Varkey Foundation for the World Teacher Prize. So we look forward to interviewing all of the teachers out there in the coming weeks and months and years, because you're all champions in our eyes.
Yes,
and particularly,
how exciting.
Well, not particularly. No hemisphere right now is exempt from the challenge that it is the end of the year, the mid of the year, the reporting periods. The struggle is real, and you're all doing amazing, amazing, amazing work.
Yeah, keep it up.
All right, let's leave it there, Mr. White. Thank you for helping me celebrate my birthday. I really appreciate it.
Happy birthday, you absolute legend, you.
Stop it. Thank
Keep
you
being
very
you.
much. All
Good
right.
stuff.
All right. Thank you, everyone. See you next week. Bye.
Let's dance. Bye-bye.
Powered by Riverside.
Hey, that's a good one.